What brings you to Khoonda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here to help. I just hope you aren't here about Garevik. Well, call me a defective protocol droid. Manners, right. I'm Berun Modril. I'm Captain Zherron's right-hand man. I help run the militia here. Well, that makes it sound more important than I am. Zherron takes a hands-on role in running the militia. If you have any real trouble, you'd have to go to him anyway. This is sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zherron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the Administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing, but the mercenaries are used to having a bit more freedom. So it's like Zherron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if you keep at it, he's gonna fight back. The mercenaries aren't unreasonable. They're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zherron just keeps poking them, so he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room. Maybe. It's hard to say. They meet a lot, but it seems to me they let each other alone for the most part. I'm sure there's a lot going on with the militia that the Administrator doesn't even know about. It's tricky. You see, I think Zherron may be taking this whole thing a little personal. I'm not sure. Just a guess. I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. He's up to something. If someone could just ask a few questions, turn up some answers, maybe see if Zherron isn't being completely honest with the rest of us, well then maybe he should be replaced. Definitely. The militia makes sure to reward anybody that helps out Dantooine. And if he's doing something risky, so if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. If you have to do some footwork to check into things, you'll be compensated. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going behind the captain's back. I just feel... I just have a feeling about it. I don't even want to get into it. Ask around if you want to know the details. It'll just make my headache worse if I talk about it. I don't know what we'd do without Administrator Adare. She managed to plow through a lot of the family bickering once the Sith left during the war. She's kept us together. Oh, and Zherron too, I suppose. I see. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to go over the militia rules then. Khoonda and the Salvager camp are under militia protection, so a friendly scuffle is all right. But if any blasters are drawn, there'll be hell to pay. But if you buy some Jedi trinket and you're not satisfied, you're on your own. I'd stay away from the mercenary camp. We've had difficulties with them. We don't patrol or investigate there anymore. A trip there and you're on your own. Follow the rules and we don't have any problems. Oh, and Pato Ado doesn't cheat as far as we can figure. So don't complain about the Ithorian either. I'll tell you anything that's public knowledge. Most militia news passes by me and Zherron. I might be able to help. I've heard that rumor too. People get really riled up about Jedi around here. Some people seem to have a selective memory. During the war, the Jedi were a big help here. They did everything for us, from clearing out dangerous beasts to solving a murder investigation. I try to stay out of it, though. Standing up for Jedi is one way to become unpopular around here. Maybe. Although I don't know why a Jedi would come back here. The only reason why people ever came here before was the Enclave. And with that gone... I've heard all that before. I don't agree with you. But there are plenty of people who would. Talking about Jedi is just depressing these days. Any other cheerful problems you want to talk about? All right, stay out of trouble now.
Nochi modas runta, yun bola, watagratonchi mulira, pitasa cantone tosha. Posoma oritushniki tuk bamba, bora, kino molira nibonon, kin un patno koktek. Posoma oritushniki tuk bamba, bora, kino molira nibonon, kin un patno koktek. Posoma oritushniki tuk bamba, bora, kino molira nibonon, kin un patno koktek. Farsa susho wi, kana ina doka ches, kapatarondi loso chi rana bik now ji ka chi a ubang ta, Oshman fu ni wado ni kuta ma sapa, tong itwama ji, yuma liba to ato into dune, dog ini kamare zuni inash di jombla en soma, tong abau shan uni nong, do wanga nochi, roren manama, kochpa ino shan opora. In Soranaka megun soji, nekchi una bola, monchi wataton, sobodono, visel chamaka. Jenish melaka wachino so impos morcha chani rikasan. Wala kun bisking mong pal muliras nemo poiduana. Pararanta miki sikosos. Yewengarama inosos miki sa winsor michi inkaranich wi okapom. Niko bolotong la do chong now. Parachi no sukangkadon, makamando runo intervela ino. Unisidom kanaki mochi so akatla. Inkin kunma bolira michiki kun. Parachi no sukangkadon, makamando runo intervela ino. Unisidom kanaki mochi so akatla. Inkin kunma bolira michiki kun. Tawanga nochi, roren, manama, kochpa ino shan opora. Bararanta miki sikosos. Yewenarama ino sos miki sa winsor michi inkaranich wi okapom. Niko bolotong la do chong now. Jenish melaka wachino so impos morcha chani rikasan. Wala kun bisking mong pal muliras nemo poiduana. Dog ini kamaren zuni inash di John Bla wen so mas. Tong abaw shan uninong. Hoshman fu ni wado ni kuta ma sapa. Tong itwama ji. Yuma liba to ato into dune. Lurko bocino. Suepi guma se charana. Puto milbo. Chauduso jamara, chorhet donich, dokshati, rengotish, bogra chiun kuba, kratok wikili jane.
captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble or looking for it? I see. Well, what's your reason for coming to militia headquarters? You could pick worse places to look for that. Berun is normally the one to go with questions, but I can answer a few things for you. If you're interested, I might have some work for you, too. You want something? I've seen a lot of visitors come through Khoonda. You're the first one in a while that looks the capable sort. We have a small problem with Kinrath. Maybe you've already seen some of them. They're coming from a cave in the Khoonda Plains. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. We'd lose too many men. There's a reward if you do it. Kinrath are normally just pests. We think something happened to their nest. Started near the end of the Civil War. Nobody knows for sure. Even the Ithorian. And they're smart about such things. Very. Kinrath you see on the plains aren't as tough as the ones inside the caves. May not look much different, but they are tough. 2,000 credits. We used some explosives to seal a cave a couple years back. Just made them angrier. They burrowed another entrance even closer to us. I know there are crystals in there, too. Some of the salvagers once thought about going in there to get some extra credits. Too many Kinrath, though. Cave is on the southeast side of the plains. Shouldn't be hard to find. That's all I can ask. You want something? Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins and found a lot of Jedi relics. It's the most valuable haul the salvagers ever got. But all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming they're owed by such and such, or that they're related. The whole thing makes me sick. Garvik says he won the whole claim in a Pazak game with the last survivor, right before he killed him. But that was a fair fight. There were witnesses. But nobody remembers Garvik ever playing Pazak. I just hope someone takes this blasted claim off my hands. I'm tired of those lowlives pestering me. We've got real work to do. You want something? You really should talk to Berun about general questions. There aren't more than a dozen of us, and there's too many problems. People keep hoping that the Republic sends help. We gotta help ourselves. She's smart. She gets things done. The whole place would fall apart without her. Dantooine isn't the center of much anything. Our most talented people sometimes leave. Hard for someone to stay a farmer when they have the itch to do something greater. So we're lucky the Administrator never went elsewhere. I bet she'd make a decent senator even. It's our home. Might be the start of an honest capital someday. Right now, it's not much more than a swoop bike stop. I don't have anything to say about that. You want something?
Are you waiting for the Administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results, now that you may never get here. Khoonda's like a droid without his power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the Administrator is a pat in the back.
I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words. I need justice now.
I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the Administrator or Zherron doesn't do something, then I will.
Yes, I fought in the Jedi Civil War. I guess we won. Couldn't tell here, though. Feels like we've been forsaken by the Republic.
The war was very unkind to Dantooine. That hidden enclave cost us a great deal. A great deal. What am I supposed to do? Salvagers keep trespassing on my land and stealing my farming equipment. They grab anything they can get a hold of. I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely hoped I could just hang my blaster rifle on the wall as a souvenir for my grandchildren.
But I can't farm without my equipment. Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Khoonda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruins. Damn Lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to retrieve my equipment, the salvagers had already stripped it bare. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Zherron told me that he found it within the ruins, and by law, it belongs to him now. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credits. I wasn't very happy about it, but the law was on his side. So I paid the scoundrel. Now the moisture vaporator doesn't work because it is mysteriously missing its modulator. Zherron is offering to sell me a modulator he found for another 500 credits.
It's hard to deal with womp rats when you got a gundark on your back. I believe she'll get around to it, but I think by then it'll be too late.
I understand that the wheels turn slowly on this sort of thing, but my crops are in immediate danger. The salvaging laws on Dantooine are a mess, and in my mind they favor the salvagers.
I suppose you could. Actually, you almost look like a salvager.
If you could go to this salvager camp and convince the salvager Zherron to return my modulator, I would be very grateful.
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war I could give you.
These war trophies are advanced weapons that some of the Sith troopers had. Heavy ordnance, which wouldn't be much good for defending my home.
I might be able to offer more if you take care of the problem, though. Can you help me out? That's great. I'm certainly not getting any help around here. If you need to know anything more, just ask me.
Any luck on getting my modulator back from Zherron? I don't think anyone here will be able to help me.
What do you want to know? If you're really going to help me, I'll tell you anything you want to know about it. It's right next to the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. Just follow the smell. You can't miss them.
I hear you.
Psst.